Hello everybody. It has been a few weeks since I have filmed a video, even though I got one up for you a few days ago. It's been busy here. It's summertime, and I just finished a catering job a few days ago. It was a grazing table. I'll post a few pictures here so you can see what I did, but I did that, and we are basically turning what we do for homeschool upside down. We're completely switching everything out for most of the kids, and so I've been spending a lot of time and brain power sorting through all of that and coming up with a good workable plan. So needless to say, filming for YouTube has kind of taken the back seat for all of that, but I'm back now, and today I am going to be canning some peaches. I have a ton of peaches. So this is 56 pounds. Well, it was 56 pounds when I bought it. I have a feeling the kids have eaten a few of them. So it's close to 56 pounds, but I'm gonna be making jam and I'm gonna be making pie filling. Now the jam that I'm making, this is the first time I've ever done it this way. I'm not gonna be using any added pectin, and there's a whole process for doing this. I'm gonna be going by temperature once I get it up to, I believe that it's 9 degrees over boiling. So you have to actually measure the temperature that water boils in your house on that specific day and then add 9 degrees to it. So I'm gonna see how it turns out, but the peach pie filling recipe calls for shore gel. So I have, let's see, I bought a lot. This is gonna be actually more than I need, but canning stuff is hit or miss being able to find it. So I wanted to just go ahead and stock up. This, I wanted to show you this really quick. This is my new pot. It's copper, and it's enormous. It's so big. Look at these handles. Isn't that incredible? This is a pot worthy of our stove, because a lot of my copper, here I'll show you, a lot of my copper pots are smaller. Like, I mean, they're normal size. They're normal size pots for normal people, but we're not normal here. We've got a million people here. So I really needed a gigantic one. I buy all of my copper from Rabbit Hill. It's Kat in France on Instagram. She lives in Normandy, and she finds antique copper pots and restores them and retins them. So all of my pieces have come from her. I just got this one and I'm super excited about it, so I wanted to make sure to show you. So I went to Walmart to buy some more jars, because I'm always buying more jars, but they were out of everything except for half pints. So I bought 2 flats of half pints, which is good because I needed some anyway. But I was really hoping to get some quarts. I have a plan. It's my homeschool lunch plan. I'm actually going to, well, if I can come up with some quart jars. I don't have enough quart jars for this plan right now, so I have to find some. But if I can find some, I have this plan where I'm going to make and can soup. 5 different soups, 1 for each day of the week, and serve that for homeschool lunch with bread or a sandwich, like a grilled cheese, for like the tomato soup day. So I need to get started on this because school starting is right around the corner, and so I need to get started, but I have to find some jars. I went to Target also, because Target had jars last year the whole time, and even quart jars, and they only had pints and half pints. So I bought some pints there. I didn't really need pints, but I figured I should just go ahead and grab them anyway. So I went ahead and got some pints, but I'm on the lookout for jars, for quart jars. So if I can find them, then I will film my homeschool lunch adventure if it actually turns out. But right now I need to go ahead and get the peaches peeled and get going on this jam and this pie filling, because these peaches are perfect right now for this. They're just still slightly underripe, which means that they have more natural pectin in them. So if I'm gonna pull this off, I gotta get started. Okay, the peaches are in their ice bath now. I just forgot to film it, but I put them in the boiling water for about 30 seconds. And so now they come into the ice bath, and this is supposed to make them really easy to peel. Most of the time it does. Occasionally there's a few stubborn ones, but let's see. let's see how well it worked today. So I can feel a little air bubble up here, so I'm going to start there. Okay, so this one's being a little bit stubborn, but I'm going to just slip my fingernail under and there we go. I should have gotten a bowl before I started because I want to save my peach peels for my chickens. So I'm just going to gather it in my hand and then go get one. There is a way to make peach syrup from these peels and the leftover pits, but these peaches are not organic, and so that means that their peels are what carry the majority of the pesticides. So I'm not going to do that. If I'm ever able to find organic peaches at a good price, or if I'm ever able to get a peach tree growing here, then I will do that, but I'm not going to do it with the conventional peach skins. So this side over here is not really wanting to give. This is still so much faster than trying to do it with a knife. I've done that before, thinking that it wouldn't be too bad, and it was very bad. It took forever. Okay, so there's that one. It doesn't have to be beautiful. Let me get a bowl. Okay, I got all of the peaches peeled. Half of them were easy, half of them were not. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get the pit out and then chop them up into smaller pieces. And then after that, then I'm gonna put them in a skillet and start sauteing them. Okay, I have the peaches in the pot now, and I'm going to add a half a cup of water to this. I'm going to let it cook gently for 10 minutes. And then I just realized the instructions tell me after it's cooked gently for 10 minutes to mash the fruit. So what I realized is I didn't need to chop up these peaches. All I needed to do was take the pit out. So that's good news, because that means that all of the following batches will not take as long. So that's good. I'm learning something here. So once I get to the mashing point, I will film that so you can see what it looks like. Okay, I went ahead and mashed these. I forgot. I just used my potato masher, and then I added 6 cups of sugar. Now this is still on very low heat, and I'm stirring while the sugar is dissolving. Once the sugar dissolves, I'm going to turn the heat up higher and bring it to a boil. So the directions say that I need to get the jam to a temperature that is 9 degrees higher than the temperature that it takes to boil water in my house on this day. So I checked for the boiling water and it was 111 degrees. Is that right? Hold on, I wrote it down. Let's go look. Let me make sure. 211. Yep, I was right. So I wrote it in pencil right here by my jam recipe so I wouldn't forget, which is good because otherwise I would have ruined the whole batch. Okay, so 211 degrees. But right now I'm just stirring until, it looks like the sugar is pretty much dissolved now. So I'm gonna go ahead and crank up the heat and stand here and stir and check the temperature, because as soon as the temperature reaches 212 degrees or 220 degrees, I need to take it off the heat. After I take it off the heat, I'm gonna stir it for about 4 to 5 minutes. And the recipe said that stirring it after it's off the heat for 4 to 5 minutes helps to keep the fruit suspended in the jam instead of it sinking all to the bottom or going all to the top. So that is the plan. I will check in once we're at temperature. Okay, goodness gracious, that took a while. I don't know why, but I was not expecting it to take very long, but it did, because getting something 9 degrees above the boiling point does take time, which I imagine is why pectin was invented in the first place. So I'm learning all sorts of things today. I thought that when I was making my own jam and using pectin, added pectin, that I was not doing things the old-fashioned way. But turns out, standing here and stirring the jam pot for 30 minutes and waiting for it to get to the right temperature is doing it the old-fashioned way. So now it's off the heat and I'm just standing here stirring for the next 5 minutes so that my fruit is properly suspended. And then I'm gonna go ahead and get it into jars and get it into the canner. Okay, welcome back. So this is the third batch here, and this jam has gotten to 220 degrees. I have removed it from the heat source, and as you can see, it's still bubbling. It's still very, very hot. I just wanted to show you what the consistency looks like once it gets to that point. The color kind of caramelizes a little bit, and if you can see there, the sugar on the tip of my spoon starts to burn a little bit. So that's actually a good indicator for me of when it's just about time to take it off. So, like I said, this is the third batch that I've done, and I'm starting to get the hang of it now. I have put on these red rubber dish gloves because once the jam gets to about the 217 mark, it pops and it jumps out of the pot, and I've burned myself 3 times. So I have a couple of blisters. And so the last batch I used an oven mitt, but that was not really long enough and it kind of restricted my movement. So I got these dish gloves out, and these were actually perfect. So this is, like I said, this is the third batch, and I've still got a lot of peaches left. Let me show you how much are still over here. So there's a few there, and then there's all of these. So I think I'm probably going to do 1 or 2 more batches of jam, and then I'm going to switch over to pie filling. Otherwise, it's going to take forever. But here are all the little jam jars that are finished up. So I'm getting ready. I'm still stirring this jam over here, and I will be for the next few minutes, and then I'm going to go ahead and put it into the jars, the hot jars, and get those processed and start on the next batch. Okay, I am finally done with all of the peaches. Today is Friday, and I had to get up this morning early and get the last batch done. I canned all day yesterday, all day Thursday, and I was so exhausted. So I knew I had 1 more batch to do, but I just decided to call it a day, and so I'm finally done. Thank goodness. There were about 8 peaches left over that I just said the kids could eat. So let me show you everything that I ended up with. Okay, so all of this is jam here, all of these smaller jars. So I have, let's see, 5, 10, 15, I had these in rows, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Okay, so 31 half pints. And then I have these little, I don't know if these are like quarter pints. I don't know. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So 8 quarter pints and 30 something half pints. I've already forgotten what I said. Let's see, there's still these 3 little peaches or 4 little peaches over here. Those will be gone by the night. Okay, and so then here is the pie filling, and the recipe said that I would get 7 quarts of this, but I actually ended up getting 9. So that's great. That's a nice surprise. So when I end up using this, if you can see this is still a little bit liquidy, even though it has pectin added to it, but I will be adding cornstarch to it to thicken it up before making pies. So this will be lovely in the dead of winter, because there's nothing more summery and warm than a peach pie. So I thought that this would be fun to do this time. So I'm glad that I did. Let's see. So yes, so this is all of the peaches. I am waiting and hoping and praying that cherries go on sale this summer. I'm used to being able to get them for 99 cents a pound. They're still really expensive though. So I don't know if that's gonna happen. I might do some strawberries. Those have kind of been going on sale around me right now. And if blueberries get back to $2 a pound, I'm gonna grab some of those and do those. So that's the plan. I also have a huge brisket that I'm gonna be canning. I'm hoping to get to that today actually. Canning it with some onions and spices for tacos. So I have that, and then I just saw that Kroger has their pork butts on sale this week for 99 cents a pound. So I'm gonna grab a bunch of those and do some spicy pork for tacos or nachos or whatever, and then also some pork barbecue, canned pork barbecue. So that is the plan. Moving forward, I will probably film those adventures as well. To prepare, I've got two flats of pint jars. I think I'm gonna do all of the meat in pints and save my quarts for soup. But I have not been able to find any quarts. I'm just gonna go ahead and order some off of Amazon. They had them for $15 a flat, which is only $3 more expensive than here. So it's not terrible. So I'm gonna go ahead and order some of those. I'm gonna order some more of these pint jars too. And I actually used all of the half pints I have, which is why I had to resort to these little itty bitties. So I might go ahead and get some half pints too. So I hope that you enjoyed canning with me, and I will see you next time. Bye.